Hey everybody, of Sis welcome to this segment of Sisters Cafe. We are super excited. I am super excited that you are here. First of all, go to the website www.sisterscafeinc.com and be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss a show, a blog, an event, promotion, anything. You don't want to miss it. So be sure to subscribe to the Sisters Cafe website. First of all, I am excited. I'm glad to be here. And today we are talking about stress management. I'm going to share with you my 14 tips for I'm going to share with you my 14 tips for less stress. Here we go. First of all, what is stress? Stress can be induced phys- Stress can induce physical changes to maximize your performance for a stressful situation. It activates sympathetic nerve, aka that fight or flight or freeze reflex. Speeds What is stress? We've heard things like stress is the number one killer. Stress can hurt you, harm you, make you sick inside. And we are admonished and behooved at all times to lessen your stress. Stress kills, and we know that. But what else does stress do? But what else does stress do? Stress can induce physical changes to maximize your performance for a stressful situation. For example, that's where we get the fight or flight situation, or even a freeze reflex, depending on what's going on. Stress speeds up your heart rate so that the blood will flow to the area that needs oxygen to help you get out of danger. Did you know that? But it does. Acute stress is normal stress. It reacts to a certain or specific event. For example, a close accident, a job interview, a last minute presentation, or a big test. Then you got the chronic stress, which is harmful, harmful, that's constant and is long lasting. That's where the danger comes in. That's when stress can kill, when it's constant and it's over. You stress. So it's constant and it's every day. That is the stress that we need to get rid of. It is as if the threat of danger is never ending and therefore never turning off your fight or flight reflex. That's dangerous. That is what we want to do less of. That's what we want to get rid of, to be honest. But that is what we want to do less of. If it will leave you feeling overwhelmed, hopeless, and defeated. You can only fight for so long without a break or a chance to relax. So let's keep that in mind. You ever been in this situation where things seem to happen every day, every minute, every day, every minute? Every day is something else. I know we've gone through it. I know most of us have gone through it. Every single day, it just seems like there's something else. It's been times where I'd be like, can I just breathe? Please. I just want to inhale and exhale without anything going wrong, without anything stressing me out, without anything messing up. You see what I'm saying? Something, just one day. That's it. That's it. That's it. One day. Can I just breathe? So, what causes stress? There's some things that cause stress that we can't do nothing about. One thing for me, it was being a single mom. There are things I can do to manage my time and plan things, but we know things don't go as they plan. And you got these three children's everywhere. So sometimes that can be, not sometimes, but all the time, that can be super stressful. So that's something I dealt with. So I had to find ways to manage my time, to lessen my stress by finding an outlet of some sort. So it was a lot of things that I learned during that time because, yeah, way stressed out, way stressed out. You got all these kids, you got one income, you and they're boys. and their boys. So it's like, whoa, can I just breathe? Can I just breathe? But what causes stress? It could be a toxic workplace. A lot of us deal with that. A lot of us deal with that. But you don't want to die because of your job, because it's unnecessary. So find a way either to find another job or deal with the stress. Like work on it so it's not overwhelming you. But you got toxic workplaces, school environment, marriage, kids, family, relationships, poverty, lack, trauma, not setting boundaries, clutter, and chaos. These are just some of the things that causes stress that we can find a way to organize or manage better than we're managing now. A lot of things that we think are happening because of the decisions we're making. I know that might be harsh. You saying no, I can't find a better way to do this. But I would admonish you to have a seat and sit down and see the things that you can cut off, the things that you can do less of, the things that don't have to be done right this second. And then you can maximize your time and money and lessen your stress. Lessen your stress. So let's talk. How do you know what symptoms are? So, how do you know when you are extremely stressed? What are the symptoms of a stressful life? Let's get into it. These are mental and physical symptoms related to stress. Have you ever been stressed and begin to feel ill? It can literally make you sick to your stomach. I've been there. I don't know about y'all, but I have been there where the stress is just so overwhelming that I'm sick. You get migraines, you get nauseated, you get body aches. You can't think. You know what I mean? You're overwhelmed. That is really overwhelmed. Seriously overwhelmed. This is another reason why when I got free from that, I do my best, and I mean my super best, not to let that enter my circle again. Me and stress are not friends. You and stress are not friends. Stress is not your friend. Sometimes we say, oh, we work better under pressure. We work better under stress. We work better. I get it. But I ain't trying to fall out dead because I'm stressed out about something. Proper planning prevents poor something. Proper planning prevents poor. Proper planning prevents. Let me see what this is. Proper planning prevents poor production. I know there's another P in there somewhere, but I'm not going to say it. Proper planning prevents poor production. Keep that in mind as we're going forward. So sometimes we can be stressed enough for it to make us sick. So some of the symptoms are headaches. The GI tract gets messed up. You got bubble guts, or you're constipated, or you just can't. You're just all impacted in there. That is a symptom of stress. Teeth, teeth, teeth grinding, or jaw clenching. If some of us do it in our sleep, some of us do it just sitting around. But that is a symptom of stress. Insomnia. I know that's a big one. Insomnia. We could sit on insomnia for a long time. But real talk, find a way to get you some sleep. Find a way to get you some rest. Because when you rest, then you can face the world another day. You can. I saw a sign that says, let her sleep, for when she awakes, she will move mountains. I need to put that I need to put that on my doorpost or somewhere. Let her sleep, For when she awakes, she will move mountains. That's me. That's me. I need my sleep. I need my sleep. I never really know. I mean, for so long, I've worked and worked. I'll work till mid morning and then get up and go to work, get the kids, do everything like that. I'll just keep working, working, working. And I didn't realize what I was doing to my body. I didn't realize what I was doing to my mind. And then after I start trying and working purposely to go to sleep, I realized the difference. It's hard to function. It is severely hard to function when you are not working with enough rest. Not only is it hard to function, it's super hard to be disciplined. Some of us want to lose weight or different things like that. We're in school, whatever it may be, but you can't focus when you have not had proper sleep. So sleep is necessary. You can't fight off stress when you haven't had any sleep. When you sleep, you can fight another day. Real talk. Real talk. So insomnia is a big one. Insomnia is a huge one, and we have to look out for that. That is a sign of stress. So let's make sure that we take care of ourselves and get some rest. Another one is fatigue. You ever notice when there's a lot of things going on, you're just tired no matter what you do, even with sleep, no matter what you do, you are fatigued, you are tired, you are worn out, you are exhausted, you are overwhelmed. Bottom line, that is overwhelmness. Is that a word? Overwhelmness? It is now. You are overwhelmed and you need to check to see what's going on and see what you can adjust moving forward. Stress causes us to forget certain things. Stress actually shrinks the part of the brain that controls memory, emotion, and decision making. Did you know that? It affects the brain that controls memory, emotion, and decision making. I think you need some sleep. We want to make sure that we are not that stressed. It's imperative. It's imperative. Another symptom is you can't focus. You just can't. You got brain fog here. No matter what it is, it's like you're doing it, but you can't focus on the one thing. It's hard to focus when you are overwhelmed and stressed with a whole bunch of things. Weight loss or weight gain. That's another symptom. Some of us gain weight when stressed. Me. Some of us lose weight. I haven't had that privilege. Of all the years I've been stressed, I didn't get the weight loss part of it. I did it. I did it. I'm like, could I have at least lost some weight when I was stressed? Mm-mm. Weight likes me for some reason. It loves me. But you have to work on stress and to stress less. It's imperative. Make it a focal point. Make it a priority because your life does depend on it. You're super irritable. You ever notice that when you're stressed out? Super irritable, super irritable, super irritable. Man, you ask them, you say good morning to somebody, what sounds good about it? You wake up. You just wake up mad at the whole wide world. Somebody could say hi. Somebody can slam the door. Somebody can make the coffee smell different. Somebody can burn some toast. It don't even matter. You just mad because you're irritable, because you're stressed, because you're overwhelmed, because you're exhausted, because you're fatigued, because you didn't get any rest. All these things is due to stress. Avoidance. Avoidance is another symptom. Sometimes, and it just depends on who you are and what you're like, what your behavior is, and what your characteristic is. But some of us, when we're stressed, we withdraw. We just back up from everybody and everything. We don't want to be bothered. Don't talk to me. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't wave at me. Don't blink at me. Don't blink at me. But really, that's stress. That is severe stress, but that's sometimes how we think we can deal with it. We avoid it. We stay away from people, we get to ourselves, but we must be careful with that because that's how depression sets in. Depression. And we don't want that. We don't want that because that's a whole nother monster you got to deal with. 100%. 100%. So we want to be careful because stress can cause all of these things. Another one, back spasms. I'm a witness. For some reason, my back, my back knows when I'm stressed and it tightens and it spasms. I don't know if anybody else has had back spasms, but they hurt. They hurt. You can't breathe without the pain. You can't move without the pain. It's horrible, but but it is a direct result of stress. Stress. Oh, I'm not a fan. I am not a fan of stress, but I didn't know it. I thought that was just the way of life. You know how we stay? We stay tensed all up in here. We steady tensed and we're yeah. It's stress. And I didn't know there was a better way till way later. Till way later. And even now, I'm not saying things don't come your way. I'm not saying after you get 40 or 50 or 60 or whatever age that stress goes away. It doesn't go away. You learn how to manage it. And that's what we are doing today. I am giving you the 14 tips on how to stress less. So again, it's not going to get rid of it. Life is life. It's what it does. Things happen, circumstances beyond our control, circumstances of decisions that we made ourselves. Real talk. Some things we cause on our own. I know we like to blame it on the devil, but it ain't his fault. It really isn't. There's a lot of things that we chose to do. There's a lot of things that we made decisions of that we're going to pay. You reap what you sow. Period. Period. You reap what you sow. So don't think because you made it. So don't think because whatever decision you made at 18 ain't going to affect you at 40. You better ask somebody. It will. It 100% will. So we have to be prepared for those things. Some circumstances that we're in is because of the choices we make. Flat out. Seriously. The choices we made. So we have to be careful and make better choices, which will eliminate, which will decrease the amount of stress that we go through, that we carry, that we hold, that we harbor inside. Another symptom of stress is constant worry. Constant worry. Please understand, worrying does not change anything. Nothing. You can set up. One thing I used to do a lot of, especially when the children were little, is I would literally be up all night worried about a situation that's still the situation in the morning. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep so that you have the fortitude and the energy and the wherewithal to deal with the problem when you wake up in the morning. Because most of the time it's still there. It's still there. But you need the strength to be able to fight it. So baby, go to sleep. Go to sleep. It is a scripture. There's a scripture that talks about God giving his beloved rest. In the Bible, I want to say it's Psalms. It is. It's Psalms 127. I'm going to read it to you. Psalms 127 and 2 says, It is vain. It is vain. Oh. Psalms 127 and 2 says, In vain you rise early and stay up late, toiling for food to eat, for he grants sleep to those he loves. The Amplified Version says, "It is vain for you to rise early, to retire late, to eat the bread of anxious labors, for he gives to his beloved even in his sleep." What you worried about? It's vain. God is saying it's vain. It's vain for you to even do that, to you to worry about things that you know he's going to take care of. You know he's going to take care of. He got it. He got it. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Another symptom of stress is obsessive thoughts. Okay, yeah, we know that, right? We get obsessive. We can't think of. We thinking of this, thinking of this, thinking of this. Then it's like, oh my God, you know what I mean? These thoughts just running over and over in our head at maximum speed, and we can't sleep. We can't sleep. We can't rest. We can't calm down. We can't relax. We can't do anything because these thoughts are just going over and over. What am I gonna do about this? What am I gonna do? How am I gonna pay this? What am I gonna do this? What about the kids? What about the husband? What about me? What about this? What about the church? What about work? Calm it down. Calm down. Another one of the symptoms that I find is the shoulder to ears symptom. You're always like this. You ever notice that? Relax. Breathe in, breathe out. Relax. And let's move forward. If you got to write some stuff down, write it down. Write it down. A lot of things, if we transfer things to paper, it will allow us to visually see what needs to be done. Transfer it from mind to paper, mind to paper. It will help. I promise you. But shoulders, breathe in, breathe out. Keep them down here. This just stresses you out. And it hurts. It severely hurts. I mean, you get these knots up here. And massages are good too, by the way. I am always here for a good massage. Real talk. Um, so now we're going to talk about the unhealthy ways. I know a lot of us, many of us, deal with stress in very, very unhealthy ways. Unhealthy ways. That could be any way that you find to cope with stress that is not conducive to your health or to your body or to your mind or to your spirituality. You see what I'm saying? So we deal with that. We have things like alcohol. Some of us drink so that way it's numbing. It puts us in a different mindset. I guess we feel like we can deal with it, or we don't have to deal with it if we drink a little something. You know, that can become a severe habit, right? And the worst thing we can do is cope with a habit forming product. Because if you do ever get out of what you're in, now you got to try to get out of it. So if you become an alcoholic trying to work out your stress, you get out of your stress, but now you got to go to AA because now you got to stop being alcoholic, right? We don't need to add to the problem. Try not to do that. So find good things, and we're going to talk about those ways. But alcohol, some of us use sex. You know, it may work, it may not. It just depends on how you do it. It may work for some, it may not. But it is a severe stress reliever for a lot of people. And depending on what's going on, it seems like it works. Everybody can use a little knockout stress every so often. But again, it can become very habitual, very habit forming. It can become very habit forming and addictive. And that's just not something you want to try to get out of once your stress is gone. You stressing over the light bill, so you go, hang out with Harry, Larry, and Carrie, and now you got a problem. Ooh, that's for another whole subject. Another one is shopping. Some of us think, okay, well, I'm gonna do a little retail therapy, which is fun, by the way, but it ain't fun when that bill comes. It's not fun when your credit score plummets, or you can't pay your mortgage, or your car note, or your car insurance. So be careful with the retail therapy because that produces a whole another problem. And least but not last, and last but definitely not least, is eating. Some of us stress eat. OMG. It's so easy to do. It's so easy to do. Ooh, ice cream look real good when you're stressed, don't it? Ice cream and tacos. That's all I want. That's all I want. Tacos. Send me some tacos. Somebody send me some tacos. But stress eating, again, can cause a whole nother problem. So now your mortgage is paid, your bills is paid, whatever you were stressing over, it's done with, it's whatever you were stressing about is over, it's done with, it's fixed. But now you done gained 37 pounds. Now you got a whole nother problem, including heart problems, diabetes, high cholesterol. But now you've gained 37 pounds. So now something else comes with that, like heart problems, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, all these kind of things come along with weight gain. We again, let's not get something else that we have to fix the current situation. Let's find healthy ways to deal with stress. Now, there are some did y'all get your cups already? Make sure you go get your sister's cafe cup and drink while representing your squad. Did y'all get your cups already? Make sure you grab your sister's cafe cup so you can represent while you drink your water or your coffee or your Red Bull, whatever it is. Y'all go get your cups. Go to the store. Go to www.sisterscafeinc.com. Check out the store and get your cup. We'll be right back after a word. We'll be right back. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. So it's 15 ways. Whew. All right, so we are back. Are you ready for my 15 tips? Are you ready for my tips to stress less? So remember, this is Gladys's tips for stressing less. Number one, even if it's for 15 minutes, even if it's only for 5 minutes, do something that makes you happy or calms you down. It can eliminate all the stress from It might not eliminate all the stress from your life, but it gives you strength to fight another day, just like the rest does. Find something, anything that makes you happy or calms you down for at least 5 minutes. Find you 5 minutes. It's not going to kill you to find 5 minutes. It's not. It really isn't. So 5 minutes, purposely do it. Purposely find it. Number two, this is advice that someone gave me, and this is around the time my children were teenagers, and it's the best thing ever. Shout out to Jennifer, but she told me to don't sweat the small stuff. I know we've heard it before, but I don't think it clicked until then. She had experienced a loss. She had just lost her son, and I mean, devastating, devastating. That is not something I wish on anybody. And my heart goes out to anyone who has lost a child. My heart goes out to them because I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. But one of the things that I remember her telling me around that time is don't sweat the small stuff. Y'all, we fussing at our kids, we yelling at them, we mad at them, we, on them like all the time because we're stressed out and we kind of take it out on them. But sometimes we fuss at them for minor things. And I'm not saying everything is minor. I'm not saying that. But some things just aren't as big of a deal. And what I begin to do is think about, would this matter if they were not here? If I lost my child, would yelling and beating him up for not taking out the trash, would it be worth it? Would I even say anything? If my son was sick in the hospital or if something was wrong, would I even say anything? I wouldn't. I wouldn't. So I'm not going to make this a blow up deal just because I'm overwhelmed and I'm stressed. So let's stress less. Let's not sweat the small things. Yes, the children should obey. Yes, they must listen. Yes, they should help around the house. Yes, they have to do what you tell them to do. But let's find a better way. Let's find a better way. Us blowing up our blood pressure because of our children is not healthy. It's not healthy. So find a better way to do it. Talk to your kids. I don't know, because I do understand that all children are different. All children are different because just my three are very, very different in personality and character. So what I can do for Deontay, believe me, it ain't gonna work for Milton. Period. Like, period. I ain't figured out that little one yet. I haven't figured out that small. I have not figured out that one yet. So everybody is different. But what I learned to do, and it helped me and my relationship with my children, is learn not to sweat the small stuff. It's not, I don't want to argue with them. I don't want to fuss at them all the time. I don't want to keep departing one another in anger or in irritability or anything like that because it's not guaranteed. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. And I want them to know and understand that I love them and I got them. I do. I don't want to fuss. I don't want our last words to be a fuss word or something that we argued about or disagreed about. No, let's get that straight now. So don't sweat the small stuff. That is the best advice I can give you. And that's for anything. Anything. If it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't keep it in for 5 minutes. That's the rule. If it doesn't matter in 5 years, don't sweat it. If it's not going to matter in a year, if it's not going to matter for your life, don't sweat it. Don't think nothing of it. Brush it, dust it. For real, y'all. For real. We are too over engaged in certain things that don't matter. And we're stressing ourselves out. We have to calm it down. Find a way to stress less. Find a way to be unbothered about many of the things we seem to be bothered about. But that's a maturity. We got to mature. We got to find out what's important to us, what our purpose is, and if it ain't got nothing to do with our purpose, Let it roll off your back. You don't have to clap back at everything. You don't have to be involved in everything. You don't have to say everything. You only have to let it into your mental space. Real talk. People sometimes think I'm not observant or, I'm not interested or nothing like that, but it ain't got nothing to do with what's going on here. I'm trying to build. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to be my best self, like all day. I don't have room for it. I don't have room for it. I'm not saying things don't enter into my mind or my spirit, but when I tell you I have learned to sincerely erase and replace, something comes in my mind, a thought comes in, I'll replace it in a heartbeat. Learned it in therapy, but it works. It absolutely works. Check out that episode in the podcast, the erase and replace. That's also one of the tips on the being the best version of you. Erase and replace. Them thoughts that come in that ain't got nothing to do with your purpose, your life, your Jesus, your family. Please erase and replace with something that's good, that's God, that's healthy, that's positive, that's grateful. Erase and replace. Remember that. Remember that. I have another, this might be funny, but another way that I deal with stress when I seem to be overwhelmed, my mind is just exhausted and things are going chaotic, I'll turn on some comedy in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. I will. I will. When they say laughter is good for the soul, they was right about that. Real talk. It changes. It changes your whole aura. And I don't mean find something funny and just that was funny. I'm talking about mouth wide open, tears coming out your eyes. You about to use the bathroom on yourself. That kind of comedy. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I promise you it works. Laughter is absolutely good for the soul. Find you some comedy. Find you some comedy. Some good comedy. Did I mention that? So, and it don't have to be good as in good to everybody else. It just has to be funny to you. I mean, where you just, even if you feeling you down in the dumps, you depressed, you mad, you overwhelmed, you whatever, find you some comedy. I'm telling you, did I just do that? Find you some comedy for real. It is the best medicine. It really is. And then you'll start to be like, I don't know why I was mad in the first place. I don't. You don't know why you was mad. I mean, you know why you was mad. But you know what I mean? It just seems almost foolish to have been that upset over A, B, or C. You see what I'm saying? This feels so much better. This feels so much better. Find you some comedy and laugh out loud. Don't give me that cute laugh. I'm talking about everything. Mouth wide open. I want to see all your teeth, molars and all. And laugh. Laugh wholeheartedly. Laugh till tears come out your eyes. Laugh. It helps. It helps you stress less. All right. Another tip from me is go find you a good movie by yourself. Go to the movies by yourself. What that did for me. And let me tell you where I found that out. One time, this is years ago, but my job had made me part-time. Now, mind you, I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. Got these 3 kids at home part-time. What you mean? What you mean? Like, what am I supposed to do with this? And I remember I used to go to the matinees because the kids were still in school. I wasn't working at the, for those days that they took me off of the job. But I would go find a movie to watch. And it put me in a whole different atmosphere for just those 2 hours. For just those 2 hours. But I felt relieved, relaxed. It calmed me down. You see what I'm saying? It calmed down my brain because it allowed me not to think about what was going on for those 2 hours. You know what I mean? So again, these tips do not eliminate. Understand that. That's my disclaimer. My tips do not eliminate your stress. It helps you to stress less. You have to eliminate your stress yourself. You have to find a way that's going to adjust what's going on so that the stress is not hitting in you in your head every time you open your eyes, or every time you turn the corner, or every time you wake up, or every chance you get, every corner you turn, you just getting hit in the face with stress. That was dramatic, huh? But for real, that's what I meant in the beginning, where I said, find you something that brings you joy, something that makes you smile, something that calms you down, other than those few things we talked about that are habit forming, bad habit forming. All right, so another tip is driving. If anybody knows me, I am good for a road trip. But it's not a road trip just because I like being on the road. Yes, actually, it is. I am good for a road trip. It is so freeing to me. Some people don't like to drive. So it's, again, these are my tips. My tips that I'm offering you. It works for me, so I'm offering them to you in hopes that it would help as well. Road trips, especially when there's no traffic. Ain't nothing but open road. Ooh wee. You talking about mental space freeing. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. It gives you the mental capacity to do what you got to do. It frees it frees up your mental capacity. It gives you this inhale, exhale experience that is sure to lessen your stress. Not only that, that's the place me and God get to talk. Oh, just open road, y'all. I love it. I absolutely love it. Open road with me and God. Ooh, ooh, I need to do a vlog. I might do that. Open road with me and God. Seriously. I get to talk to him. I get to tell him what's going on. I get to sing really, really loud if I want to. I get to eat as much ice as I want to. Now I have to make a lot of stops for that. But it's amazing. It's amazing. Open road. It allows me to tell. If I have to yell, I can yell. If I have to scream, I can scream. And open road does that for me. So I am offering that to you. So another tip would be to talk about it. This is where therapy comes in. I've said it before, and if you haven't, go check out the. I've said it before, so if you haven't, go check out the tips on being the best version of you, because it talks about therapy. Therapy helps. Therapy helps. So this tip is to talk about it, but be careful. Be careful whom you talk about. Hashtag check your squad. Be very careful who you talk to. Very careful, because you don't want that to become an extra problem as well. Talk to somebody you trust. Real talk, talk to somebody you don't know. That might help a little better. I'm an advocate. Talk to somebody you don't know and that don't know you. For real, that'll help. Unless you have a person. Some of us got prayer partners. Some of us got best friends. Some of us got family members. Some of us got leaders that we can talk to. Some of us are married and we can talk to them. Some of us have close friends. So whatever it is, find somebody to talk to, because it helps. But again, choose wisely, because everybody should not know. You can't let everybody know. Choose wisely. Choose very wisely. Okay. So another tip, second to last tip, is games. Okay. That sounds funny, but playing games, PS5, Xbox, Wii, computer games, anything like that. I know we got this whole big Monopoly Go thing. If you are a Monopoly Go person, y'all hit me up. Let's be friends. Let's be friends. But I need some friends that's gonna build. So hit me up if you one of those people. But find you a game. It takes you out of yourself for a minute. You see what I'm saying? Like me, I love time management games. I love time management games. So I try to play those, but now I'm not thinking about the stress that's going on, and my body calms down. You see what I'm saying? So it lessens the stress. My blood pressure is not all the way up. My cholesterol is not screaming. My head is not hurting because now I'm in this game. You give your body a chance to calm it down. You see what I'm saying? So find you something like that if that's your thing. Again, this is only a tip for me. You know, I'm good. I'm building a whole cafe aside from Monopoly Go. I'm building a whole cafe on my phone. So I like to do that. I serve people coffee. It's called the cafe. I think it's called the cafe. But I get to make certain coffee recipes, there's pastries, things like that, and I get to serve it. I make money, and then I build a better cafe, and I keep doing that until until I guess it's going to be over. But I love it. I love it, and sometimes it's just necessary because sometimes you have to sit back or stand back from the problem or the situation or the circumstance at that moment. And that helps. It helps. So try it. Try it. There's a few things on there. Just find out what's best for you. Some people play solitaire. I had this dragon game I was playing. I think it's like War Dragons or something, where you building your whole land or lot or something like that. But there's so many things. Diner Dash, Supermarket Mania. I love those things. I love those things. I do. I do. They're time management games, and it's amazing for me. For me, because it lessens my stress. My back is not spasm. My shoulders are not to my ears. I'm calm, and I'm playing these games. And again, it allows my body to rejuvenate, to chill out. My blood pressure is not up. So these things help. All right. My last tip is another tip is affirmations. I usually have those written on the door. Those help repeat that to yourself. That's what they're for. That's what they're for. It's meditating. Find some good scriptures. God is within her. She will not fail. You know what I mean? Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. That will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on him because he trusted in him. One of my favorites is one of my favorite scriptures is in Psalms that when I start to worry about certain things as far as family goes. But the Bible says the Lord will increase thee more and more, you and your children. You and your children. Some of those things I think about when you were grieving. One of the scriptures um, that helped me get through certain deaths was the one that said, "Precious is in the sight of the Lord the death of his little ones." I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. You know what I mean? So find you some scriptures, find you some affirmations, find you things that affirm the goodness of the Lord instead of stressing about the things that are going on. You can't, you can't, you can't, you can't stress on those things. You can't pray and worry. Isn't that what the song says? Don't pray and worry. I'm telling you the same thing. Don't pray and worry. Another tip, the purest form I can give you, the purest form of joy that I can offer to you, and that works. Babies and puppies, depending on the person, of course. Babies and puppies give you this joy, overwhelming joy. You should try it. Go hold somebody's baby or go play with somebody's puppy. It's the best thing ever. It is the best thing ever. But like I said, it's a pure form of joy. But it helps me. So I'm offering that to you. Another tip would be writing. When things are overwhelming, when things are stressing you out, when things seem to be coming from every direction, write it down. Write down how you're feeling. Write down what's on your mind. And this will help it again from mind to paper to paper. It helps. It helps you work things out. It will help you. If you can see A, B, and C, And that's for, and that depends on the person, 100%. It depends on the person. I am a structured person. So when I can see something on paper, when I can see what's going on, then I can adjust, I can regroup. You know what I mean? And I can get back to running this race. So when things are stressing you out, write down how you feel. Because what's going on, and that goes with the therapy about talking to somebody. Sometimes when we keep things in, not sometimes, when we keep things in and we keep going and going and going, it enters in as something else, but it comes out as something way different, way different. So we want to nip that in the bud. We want to nip that in the bud. You ever notice how you can be cool? Okay, that happened. Okay, cool. Oh, that happened. You dust yourself off. You're not talking about it. You're not doing. You just, I'm gonna be strong and I'm gonna get through this. And then the door slams, and one day for no reason you just blow up. Why? Because you held all that in. You held that in. It was like a ticking time bomb. You held all of that in, and one day a little thing happened, and you just burst into flames. Just burst into flames because the ice cream was vanilla, not butter pecan. And everybody looking at you like, what's wrong with you? And then you like, what's wrong with me? That's what's wrong. You got stressed. You taking all these things in. You're holding it and trying to carry it all together and by yourself. And you're not getting rid of it. You're not lessening it. You're just trying to hold it. Let it out. It's better out than in. That ain't just with gas. That's with stress as well. That's with secrets as well. But that's another show too. All right. So we're down to another tip. Routine/structure. Some of us live dysfunctional, chaotic lives. We ain't on time for nothing. Stuff is cluttered in the house. Ain't no organization. Ain't no nothing. You just going. Y'all, that can cause stress in itself. Get you some structure. Get you a routine. Chaos clogs mental space. Clutter clogs mental space. And you can't think of the things that you need to do. Get that all situated. Get that all situated. And I promise it will be looking like a brand new day. Real talk. Another tip, but definitely not way down where I got it on the list, but pray about it. Absolutely pray about it. God hears. He does. He may not come when you want him. Oh, but 100% he on time. 100%. I promise you, he is on time. Pray about it and leave it. Remember, we said don't pray and worry. Pray about it and leave it there. Leave it in the hands of the Lord. He got you. He got you. Another tip is the cafe. A chill spot for you. The cafe is for me. Whatever your chill spot might be. That might be the beach. That might be the mountain. That might be an ice cream shop. Find you a space that chills you out completely. And like I said, the cafe is mine. I love the cafe. The sound of clinking glass, the chatter, the smell of coffee. Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. But it brings me down. It brings me up. But it creates a relaxation, a chill for me. It's relaxing to me. I love it. I love it. It's a great space for me to be. So I'm offering that to you. Another thing we talked about it already, but proper sleep. You can't get a lot done without sleeping. You can't. And now, if you would have caught me 10 years ago, I'd have been like, sleep is overrated. Who needs it? Don't nobody need to sleep. I'll sleep when I'm rich. I've said things such as that. But maybe that worked when I was younger. It ain't working now. Mm-mm. That whole no sleep at age 47 ain't working. I need some sleep. As a matter of fact, I need to be in the bed by 9:30 at the latest. For real, for real, for real. It takes me a long time to go to sleep anyway, so I have to start at 9. But proper sleep is important. Let her sleep, for when she awakes, she will move mountains. Let him sleep, for when he awakes, he will move mountains. That goes for everybody. It's not just a girl thing, it's not just a sister thing, it's an individual person, human thing. The last thing on the list is proper eating. The last thing on the list is proper eating and exercise. Let's do it. We already know that. I don't even have to get into that. I really don't, because we know that. We know that for factness, that proper sleep, proper eating, proper exercise all go hand in hand. It'll make you feel a lot better. It'll make you feel so much better. So those are my 14 tips. Those are Gladys B's tips for less stress. Enjoy. We will be right back after a word from our sponsor. All right, I need a refill. I'll see you right back after a word from our sponsors. Thank you for watching this segment of Sisters Cafe. Be sure to subscribe to the website, follow on all social media platforms, and we'll see you again next week for another episode of Sisters Cafe here on Power Influence Radio. Bye. I am so glad that you joined me. Thank you for being here. Make sure you go to the website, follow me. Make sure you go to the website at www.sisterscafe.inc and follow me on all social media platforms. Check out the podcast and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. I will see you again next week for Woman Crush Wednesday here on Power Influence Radio. Bye.